So today I'm going to show you how to buy fractional shares on Charles Schwab. We're directly here on the website/browser, so you can follow along in real time. Now, when you log into your Charles Schwab account, you're going to be looking at your accounts page. This is the first page that shows up here for us. And the nice thing is the very next page we need to go to is actually right next door to the trade section. Now, when you go over here, you actually do have to click on here so it doesn't just hover. And it gives you a bunch of new options. Now, the option we need is a little covered, so let me go ahead and wipe the screen. So now that the screen is wiped, we can see right over here under the trade, we're going to go ahead and scroll down over here where you're going to see it says Schwab stock slices. So slices is very similar to fractional shares where you can go ahead and buy stocks at a smaller dollar amount and not have to own a full share every single time you want to buy. And this is really wonderful. So we're going to go ahead and click over here. And first and foremost, it's going to take you to a nice little tour, but we're going to show you in real time anyway. So we're going to go ahead and close this here for us. But of course, you can follow along if needed. So this looks a little bit different than buying a regular stock here for us. And one thing to keep in mind is that not every single stock that's available in the stock market is available here in the stock slices. So there is a limited amount of shares, but for the most part, it's going to be a lot of the big companies you do know, such as Apple, Google, Airbnb, and so forth. Now, one thing we do want to keep in mind is that there is a minimum of $5 per stock when you're doing the stock slices. So we need to make sure that we can at least count for the $5 to be able to get into those shares. So what we want to do is go ahead and scroll down here. And the nice thing is you could either look by different sectors. You can also type in the company up here on the left-hand side or type in their ticker number. So for our example here today, let's go ahead and go with Google here for us. And we're going to go ahead and type that in. And you're going to see Google show up right over here. And you can see it's currently trading at $165.13, but we don't have that money in our account, but we can buy a smaller fraction of this company. We're going to checkbox this right over here and click on the continue button. The nice thing is if you want to do multiple stocks at the same time, you can actually go ahead and do that. Just go ahead and type in the next company, hit the checkbox, and you'll see how many stocks will be added to this total. But we just want to do one here for today. So now we're going to click on continue. So that's going to take you to this section right over here for us where we're going to first and foremost choose the account we want to go through. So if you have multiple brokerages or you're in an HSA, go ahead and choose the account that is right for you that you want to go ahead and do this stock slice with. So we went ahead and chose our account right over here. And the nice thing is it also does tell you how much you currently have available to trade towards this stock. Now, again, keep in mind that you do need that $5 minimum, but right over here, you can go ahead and choose how much you want to go ahead and invest with it. So we're going to do $10 for our example here today. And if you have multiple in your selection over here, like let's say you added Apple as well, that $10 will be split evenly between the two companies. You can actually see that information right over here if needed. Now also too, you can see this section here that says dividends and reinvested dividends. And you can either checkbox this if you have multiple ones, or you could do each one individually. Now, what this really does is if a company pays out any of the profits to the shareholders, which would be you at this point, having ownership, that money with this checkbox going in would buy more shares of the company that you are invested with. If you have this unchecked, all those dividends are going to go back into your cash account for Charles Schwab, and you could either withdraw it or invest it however you would like. So for our example here today, we're going to keep that as a reinvested dividend, and we're going to go ahead and review this selection. So keeping in mind that this is not official just yet, so we want to go to the review your selection. So right over here in the summary, it is going to show us which account, the total dollar amount, the amount of orders that we have. We do need to go through and read this and make sure everything looks good, so we can checkbox right over here. Scrolling down, showing us again just a little bit more detailed information. If everything looks good, we're going to click on place orders. And you can see right over here it says our order has been received. And because we did this during market hours, this went through right away for us and is now in our account. If you do this off market hours, it'll go through on the very next business day when the market is open. So you can check on the order status to make sure that everything went through for you. Now, of course, there is more to learn when it comes to using Charles Schwab. So check out our video right over here on screen to keep on learning.